So today's report is on the iPhone 13, and there's some very, very exciting news alongside some not so exciting news. In fact, that news might piss some of you guys off. But of course, with that disclaimer aside, let's delve into this. Make sure to like and subscribe, click that bell notification, and with that being said, let's just tuck in. So, our first story has to do with a survey, and yes, I know that surveys are pretty boring, but this one is actually quite interesting. So, basically, if you are unaware, Apple on a yearly basis sends out surveys to people who have recently purchased iPhones, which usually hint at features that we could expect with the next iPhone. For example, Apple last year asked about the charger and whether it's useful to you, and of course, a year later, they removed the charger from the box. So clearly, these polls do have some influence on what features and downgrades Apple brings out with the next iPhone. So there are two things to note with the survey, and the first one is Touch ID. We've been hearing about this for a while now. Apple is allegedly giving us Touch ID next year because, of course, the whole COVID lifestyle doesn't really work with Face ID, and it's kind of a pain. And so Apple straight up asks in the survey, hey, what do you think of Face ID? Are you satisfied with Face ID and its performance? And if you say no, you're presented with other options, and one of those options being, hey, I prefer Touch ID. The fact that Apple is asking whether Face ID is reliable and if people prefer Touch ID basically confirms to me that yes, they are definitely working on maybe bringing out Touch ID with the iPhone 13. In fact, to corroborate with this, we have John Prosser, a very credible Apple leaker, claiming that yes, Apple has two prototypes right now with under-display fingerprint scanners. And so it does seem very likely now that Apple is going to give us an in-display fingerprint scanner with the iPhone 13, and I am very happy about this. Because if there's one issue for me with the iPhone 12 series, one glaring issue, it has to be Face ID and how unreliable it is with masks. And of course, COVID doesn't seem to be disappearing anytime soon, so this edition will be very, very, very welcome. In fact, I'm already very sure that the big headline feature with these iPhone 13s will be the Touch ID scanner because, let's be honest, since this year was the big redesign year, next year is going to be the S upgrade, and so it's going to be very minor changes, and of course, they need one big feature to sell you on, and this Touch ID scanner will definitely be the big feature that will get a lot of people upgrading. I've said this many times, and I'll say it again, if the iPhone 13 gets Touch ID, I am definitely throwing this iPhone 12 straight in the bin and getting one of those because Face ID is such a pain to use. So please, Timothy, if you're watching, that's my answer to the poll. Make that happen next year. I do want to mention one quick thing about this survey, and that is the fact this survey has only been sent to 12 Pro Max customers as far as I know. So it is very possible that the iPhone 13 Pro Max only gets the Touch ID scanner because Apple clearly wants you to spend more money and go for the biggest and baddest iPhone. And I guess this somewhat makes sense because the Pro Max this year had some exclusive features over the other models, and it seems that Apple's making the Pro Max the Halo phone. So yes, Apple could screw us over, and in that case, I will be very disappointed. Please, Apple, don't do that. Don't make me sad. Actually, talking about me being sad, let's now delve into the bad news that I mentioned at the beginning. So this survey not only talks about Touch ID, but also what Apple includes in the box. Except this time, it's literally everything. Apple's questioning whether you need anything in the box. What is this? So yes, they have a question about whether you need the USB Type-C cable, whether you need the SIM ejection tool, or whether you even need Apple stickers. How could they even question that? I'm sorry, Apple, you're taking this a little too far. You can get rid of our power brick, but you can't touch the Apple stickers, because if you touch those stickers, if you even think of removing them, there will be a riot. Okay, I'm kidding. Obviously, I'm joking. Kinda. So yes, I would still want Apple stickers because Apple stickers are very cool, but of course the bigger issue is the fact Apple might be removing the USB Type-C to Lightning cable. I'll be honest, I think removing the power brick from this year's iPhones was bad enough, because new users who are new to the iPhone, they clearly can't use an existing charger, but of course Apple gave a wire in the box to at least get you started. But if Apple doesn't even include the wire and also retains Lightning, then that's gonna be a sticky situation for a lot of new users to the iPhone. So basically, Apple's getting rid of everything in the box, probably getting rid of the box too, so in a few years time, you'll probably get your new iPhone in a paper bag, because that's the environmental way, and we also get to make money off you. That would be funny if they actually gave us iPhones in paper bags. Like, imagine that. That would be ridiculous. Talking about boxes, I do enjoy unboxing new Apple products, and so if there's literally nothing in the box, that's going to be terrible, and that's going to give me a bad first impression of the device, which is something I'm sure Apple doesn't want. Oh, another problem I just thought of. What about the portless iPhone? How would that work when you have literally nothing in the box? Imagine this, an average user opening up their new iPhone, they're very excited, and then they notice nothing's in the box, and then they notice their phone has no port. So they're probably wondering now, hey, how do I charge this bloody thing if there's no port? I can't even use my existing charger, and I don't know what MagSafe is, so how do I do this? I am so confused. And then, after doing some researching, they find out the MagSafe charger is $40, and of course, by that point, they're probably returning the iPhone or chucking it straight in the bin, because they're absolutely fuming and their first impression of the device is ruined. Maybe I'm looking into this whole situation a little too much, but if Apple is wondering this, then they do clearly have the intention of doing this in the near future, and in that case, please, Timothy, I beg you, don't do this. Just keep the box as it is. You removed the charger this year, that was already enough. Please stop doing that, because as soon as Apple starts removing more items in the box, then everybody else is going to follow suit, as we've already seen with Samsung with the Galaxy S21 series. So yes, hopefully they don't remove more things from the box, and tell me in the comments below, would you also be pissed if Apple removed those precious Apple stickers? Anyways, before my voice dies from ranting about this whole situation, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, click that bell notification, and with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. See you, peeps.